Hi, this is James Sedley. Welcome back to the Living in Naples channel. Today, with all due respect to Charles Dickens, the more clever title for the video I had in mind was A Tale of Three Seasons. In just a few moments, I'm going to delve into what the market looked like in late 2020, late 2021, and of course, a little bit of a discussion of where we are today. And my hopes here today is to provide both buyers and sellers with a sense of what the market is doing and sort of give you some historic context on where we are with the hopes that will provide you with some insight as we prepare to turn the calendar to 2023 and move into the peak season in the Southwest Florida real estate market. Before doing that, let me take a moment to thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. It is very rewarding to see the viewership on the channel continue to increase. I really appreciate that growth, and I appreciate all of you out there that are helping to make that happen. Please keep spreading the word along with the holiday cheer. Give the gift of the Living in Naples channel to your closest friends and colleagues, and I'll keep working hard to keep you informed about the Naples and Marco Island real estate market. So with that, let's dive right in. Starting with sales that occurred in November of 2020, the median selling price for a condo in Lely Resort at that time, just over 2 years ago, was $240,000. At the Vineyards, the median condo sale was $304,500, and in Pelican Bay, it was $772,500. Jump forward a year to November 2021, when we were right in the midst of possibly the hottest real estate market ever in the area, and the median Lely condo was now selling for $402,500, an increase of over $160,000 or roughly 67%. In the Vineyards, the increase was a bit more modest at just over $64,000 to $368,750. And at Pelican Bay, a 53% increase brought the median condo sale up over $400,000 to $1.185 million. As we look at where things stand heading into the peak 2022-23 season, the median Lely condo selling prices in November of 2022 were $482,500, showing a moderate increase over the past year. But at the Vineyards, the median almost doubled to $737,000. At Pelican Bay, the median sales price actually declined to just over $1,087,000 in November 2022. Interestingly, sellers appear very optimistic, as evidenced by the median listing prices of condos in these three communities as of early December. In Lely, that median listing price for a condo was just under $500,000. At the Vineyards, that figure was a touch over $812,000. And at Pelican Bay, it was almost $1.41 million. Inherent in all of these numbers is the fact that not all condos are the same, or possibly even all that similar, even within the same development. But setting aside that variable and that variability, we can see that sellers across the board are expecting, or at least hoping, to be able to sell for record-setting prices despite any or all of the macroeconomic headwinds that you no doubt read or hear almost daily. So that's the condo situation. What about the market for single-family homes over the same 2+ year period? In Lely, the Vineyards, and Pelican Bay respectively, in November of 2020, median selling prices for single-family homes were roughly $624,000, $748,000, and $2.51 million. Jumping forward a year to November 2021, those numbers had climbed to $710,000, $873,000, and $4 million respectively. And most recently, in November of 2022, the numbers had risen to $870,000, $1.6 million, and $8.75 million. Here, the recent listing figures tell a different and mixed story than we saw on the condo side of the ledger. Lely single-family homes home sellers are expecting the boom to continue, and in a big way, with the median listing price there approaching $1.5 million. At the Vineyards, the median asking price is actually lower than Lely for the first time in any of these metrics, and below the recent selling prices at under $1.3 million. And at Pelican Bay, the median asking price is actually more than $3 million under the most recent sales figures there at $5.3 million. With fewer single-family homes on the market generally, and greater variability from month to month in terms of what inventory is on the market, that may help to explain those eye-opening swings. But there is one more facet to the story that I think is worth considering, and that is days on the market. Generally 4 to 6 months of inventory, it represents a balanced market. And while the days on market is not a direct one-to-one, it's a good proxy for that inventory figure. And as we look at what has been going on in days on the market going back to November of 2020, it's informative to look at that. That number in 2020 was over 100 days for both condos and single-family homes in Lely. At the Vineyards, it was nearly 3 months for a condo and a month and a half for a single-family home. In Pelican Bay, it was taking a little over a month for the average condo to go to contract in November of 2020, and a week and a half for standalone homes in Pelican Bay. Again, small end there. If we go fast forward to November of 2021, no home type in any of these 3 communities was lasting as long as 10 days, and in most cases they were well under a week in terms of days on the market. In November of 2022, those numbers were all over the board, from a low of 5 days for a single-family home in the Vineyards to over 9 months for the median single-family home in Pelican Bay. Now, more tellingly, I believe, are the median days on the market for those active listings. As of earlier this month, the average condo across these communities was taking roughly a month and a half before going to contract, and a median standalone home was taking right around 2 months. Those numbers look a lot more like the situation in November 2020 before the boom in the market. And if I were a betting man, I would expect that number to remain steady or perhaps even rise more, especially if sellers remain relatively committed to securing prices at or above the already established top end of the market. So the big question is how that tug of war between buyers and sellers will play out as we head into the new year. How patient will buyers be as their homes remain on the market for months on average? And how many new buyers coming into the market will be willing to pay top of market prices now versus taking more of a wait and see attitude, which of course comes with the inherent risk of missing out or having to pay even more next season if we see another increase in prices for one reason or another. While low inventories continue to be a significant overhang on this market and have a significant impact, I would expect that even with that, we will not see constantly rising prices, but rather a modest decline through the season, or perhaps the quote-unquote great stabilization that we're starting to see being written more and more about this housing market. But in any event, we're not going to see anything approaching a return to 2020 or even 2021 pricing levels, even if we do see those kinds of declines, given the numbers that you've seen and heard today. So hopefully that provides some help. I'm happy to dig in on any of these figures with you, look at other communities of interest, and generally just help you in any way with your real estate search in Southwest Florida, real estate needs there. So please do reach out anytime. And in the meantime, thanks again for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Happy holidays.